No, hopefully I'm in there. Sure.
Yeah.
They'll tell
You're
you.
perfect, Jason.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
perfect.
because we can't see the
I
camera.
cannot see the camera, yeah.
It says it's recording. Okay, I'm going to start letting everyone in. Welcome, everybody. Our program will begin in just a moment.
Oh.
He's the cutest.
Hello, say hi. Hello, baby. Hello. Oh, my doggy's gonna get jealous.
Aw. I miss my dog. Hmm?
You got anything that's for you?
Mm-mm.
Colleen, should we start?
I'm going to start right now.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Hi, everybody, and welcome. My name is Colleen Stovall, and I'm the Director of Programs and Events for AIA Miami, and I'm really glad you're with us today. This is going to be a great program, and I'd like to introduce Amanda Rosenfeld, the head of our YAF program for AIA.
Hey, thank you, Colleen, and welcome everybody to our second virtual office crawl with the Tsao Design Group. Before we get started, I just want to remind everybody of some upcoming events through the YF committee. So our first one will be an ARE class on September 13th. Next, we'll have another office crawl with MC Harry on September 24th. And then we have a couple competitions and scholarships that we'd like to remind everybody. The first one is the toilet paper competition, which is our quarantine version of the napkin sketch. That will be due September 21st, and winners announced at the gala, our virtual gala on October 3rd, as well as a women's ARE grant and a diversity scholarship, both due August 28th, and will also be announced during our virtual gala. So without further ado, I'd like to pass it to Jason Hagopian, one of the principals at Tsao Design Group. Thank you, Jason.
Okay, am I on? All right. Welcome, everybody. This is going to be really strange, but we've done a couple office crawls for the AIA in the past, but this one will be like no other. So we thought we would, my name is Jason Hagopian, I'm the principal of Tsao Design Group. I thought we'd start out here in the courtyard. This is where our office is. We're in an area of the Upper East Side of Miami called Ironside. Some of you might be familiar with it. There's a lot of boutiques, designers, there's a cafe, hair salons, clothing stores. It's a really fun spot to have an office. So I thought we'll take a stroll and we'll take you right to our office. And I'll try to walk backwards so I don't trip. We've been in this location for about 8 years now, and it's been our home, and we really enjoyed it. We have another office in San Francisco. I opened this office here back in 2002. You can kind of see they're doing a little furniture exhibition here today. These used to just be a bunch of old warehouses that were along the railroad tracks, which are on this side of me, behind this wall. And the owner of the warehouses put in all these storefronts, and now we have a lot of design firms and vendors of designers and architects, which is really cool for us. It makes it easy for us to look at materials and talk to vendors for our projects. That's all. She's probably on the call. That's Rachel at Antico Stone, one of our favorite vendors for stone and tile. Fresh and fancy hair salon. It's too fancy for me. So. It's really nice being here. We also have free parking, so I'll encourage everybody to come and visit whenever they want. And here we are. We've been open since we were allowed to open, but we are following all the recommendations of the CDC, of course. So you'll see some signage around the office. Everybody that comes in is required to have a mask, and only by appointments, of course. But you're all invited, so. And after we get through a couple of things, when my camera person and myself separate, we'll take off our masks when we get to our desks. But so we're in the office. I just thought maybe we'd go around and have my team that's on the call just introduce themselves, say a few words about where you are, because obviously you're all in different places, and you know, give us a fun fact, something. So maybe our camera lady, Eloisa, can go first.
Hello, everyone. My name is Eloisa Perron. I am project manager with Tsao Design Group since last year, May. And today I'm the cameraman.
Yes, good job.
Hi, my name is Alessandra Danavaro. I've been with Tsao for almost 8 years now, since we moved to that location. We were in the Moore building before that, and I started as an intern, and now I'm an interior designer and business development coordinator, as well as office administration. So I do a little bit of everything. I love that. And one fun fact about me is like I'm obsessed with cats and coffee.
I'll go ahead and go next. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our office. My name is Janie Coca. I am up in Boca, just to rhyme and make it easier to remember. I've been with the firm 16 years. I guess, fun fact, I started when I was 17. No, just kidding. Let's not do the math. Let's see, in high school, I did halftime shows for the NFL for Hula Bowl, Pro Bowl, and other halftime activities. So anything in the arts, I'm included in that. And welcome to our space.
Go,
Alex?
JJ.
I'll go
Or
next.
Alex.
Go ahead, JJ.
Does everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay. My name is Giselle Jimenez. I've been with Tsao for 4 years now in October. I'm currently in Hialeah working remotely, but I missed the office. I am a project coordinator at Tsao. I mostly do construction administration. I help with 3D modeling, renderings. I support with the construction documents and stuff like that. And a fun fact about me is that my family is a huge animal lovers. So anybody that knows me knows that I have many chickens.
Awesome.
Hey guys, I'm Alex Betancourt. I've been with Tsao for 6 years now. I graduated from the University of Miami, have a big background in construction, and I started working with Tsao 6 years ago, like I said. I live in North Carolina, Asheville. I moved here about 4 years ago and have been working remotely in a cabin in the woods ever since. Fun facts about me is I like to bake, knit, and game.
Gamer.
Yes. Nice. Yeah, I think that's a fun fact that when Alex told me he was going to move to North Carolina, I said, well, we'll allow you to move, but you can't quit. So, I'm really proud to have.
It was a good prep for this whole COVID thing, though. I mean,
Exactly.
it didn't faze me one bit.
Exactly. So I think that's everybody that's on the call from our office. Okay, great. So in a typical office crawl, obviously we would be able to walk around and show you things. So I'm going to kind of do a little bit of that, and then I know I'm personally getting thirsty, so we're going to do a little cocktail mixing based on the theme of our office crawl. So we're a boutique firm. We're pretty much an open office environment. Fortunately for us, everybody's been spaced 6 feet apart from the get-go. Try to give everybody, you're seeing a lot of, we came through a big 20-foot high wall of glass, so we get a lot of natural light, north light. It's really important to us. The open office atmosphere, of course, it allows for a lot of collaboration. And we'll head through, you can see in the background, there's a mezzanine. We keep a lot of our project creator spaces here right on the design floor. So when a project comes up, it will be assigned a section, and finishes and different parts of the project can be posted here. That way everybody can see what's going on in the office. It's really important that everybody in my office knows pretty much a little bit about everything that's going on in the office, because you never know when somebody may not be in the office and we need to address a client's need. For instance, Janie is actually on vacation this week, so I'm really happy that she called in, but at the same time, I'm kind of sorry that she called in, but hopefully she's got a fake background and she's not at the beach or something. We'll take a quick walk upstairs. Excuse my back. So up here we have kind of a combination work area, finish, sample, and collaboration space. So lots of different places to work. All of our desks are height adjustable. Everything is, of course, connected to large screens. But then it's still important to have tactile finishes and things on the walls, and available at hand. So it allows our team to really quickly put together finished boards and things like that. We keep it pretty edited. We used to have a much larger library, but as you all know, everything now is online, and we can get things very quickly as far as samples are concerned. And then I'll let you, now you're going to see me twice. My office is here. And it's nice, I can kind of look over everything, but as you can see, everything is pretty open. So there's no hiding anything in this office. And that's kind of, I think, part of our culture, is keeping everything open and accessible to everybody. We do a lot of different types of work. Commercial, residential, retail, hospitality, and government work as well. So our San Francisco office has been in existence for almost 40 years now. And like I said, I came here in 2002 and opened our Miami location. Okay. Watch your step. Here we have a conference room where we do our meetings when we can have meetings. But now it's just going to be used to make a cocktail. I don't plan on getting
Already.
messy. Yeah, I don't plan on getting too messy, but just in case. So settle in. I don't know if anybody is making a cocktail on a Tuesday night. I don't
Janie
usually
is.
do that. Who is?
Janie.
Is, yes, exactly. I don't normally do that either, but this is a special occasion. So you saw the recipe was for a whiskey sour. Most of you have probably heard of it before. It's actually not that complicated to make. The AIA put a recipe on that's probably the simplest version, but I'll also kind of talk to you a little bit about some of the things that I like to do with my whiskey sour. Oh, one moment. Commercial. No, just kidding. Okay, so a couple things. It's always good to have a glass that is, it's a low ball glass made for drinks like whiskey sours and drinks that are on the rocks. That's how I'm going to be making this drink. I was going to say I don't do a lot of drinking, but I guess I do a little bit of drinking. I would say with any drink recipe, I would suggest customizing it to taste. So that's what I usually do. So for a whiskey sour, you need whiskey. Preferably, it's bourbon. So all bourbons are whiskeys, but not all whiskeys are bourbons. So does anybody know why? I don't know if we're going to do any Q&A, but anyway, it's yeah, it's got bourbon has to be made in the U.S. Bourbon has to be made with 51% corn, and bourbon has to be distilled in first use oak barrels, charred oak barrels, and then once the barrel's used once, they give it away to people to make whiskey with. So it's a very kind of specific thing, and some people would say bourbon really needs to be made in Kentucky, but there's some debate there. So I have the ingredients: the bourbon, the simple syrup. So the simple syrup is basically sugar, water. You can make this yourself, or it's just as easy to buy it. It adds sweetness. I also have the cherries. They say maraschino, but there's this brand called Filthy Black Cherries. These are amazing. I don't get any money from any of these companies, by the way. And then many whiskey sour recipes include bitters. I tend to add a few drops of bitters to my whiskey sour. This is a great ingredient to have in your bar. It's basically, and you can make this on your own also. It's basically taking something at least a 50 proof alcohol and then putting in fruit and spices, and you just let it kind of like sit for a month or two, and that's basically what's in this jar. You can obviously buy this too. Lemons. This tool, everybody should have this if you have a bar. This is great. You can have all other kinds of things to make lemon juice, but this is really good. You can get it on Amazon. One moment. I didn't want to take too much squeezing and squeezing lemons, but essentially it's a great little tool. So
I thought, Jason, maybe you were going to give an analogy between a cocktail and architecture, because you love those analogies.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to have to think of that as I do this. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Not all. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, well, there's a lot of finesse to a good cocktail, and I think good architecture and good design needs a lot of finesse too. So, especially like with drinks like this that only have a few ingredients. So it's important that your ingredients are good quality. That's a good point. So that's why I recommend this is a great bourbon. It's from my house. You can see it's almost done. I need to go to ABC Liquors again. And these lemons are really good. They're really fresh. So this is a great little tool. You just squeeze, and please don't put any bottled lemon juice or things in your drinks. It's just it's not worth it. So this is really simple. You can take a shot glass or anything. I think the recipe that's on the website, it's on the invitation, has one equal parts of bourbon and lemon juice, and then a little bit of simple syrup and a maraschino cherry. So that's how we'll do this here, but this is really up to you to try yourself. So we take some bourbon. Make a mess. Always have a towel handy. We take the same amount of lemon juice. Make a mess. I will add a couple, this is very strong. So you just add, it's like Worcestershire, yeah, just a couple little drops. That's good for me. If you like a little bit of extra sweetness, you can add a little bit. I don't always do it, but some people like that. Then, this is a cocktail shaker, obviously. We add some ice. Drink's really cold, shake it a lot. If you don't like it so cold, I like my drinks really cold, so I shake it a lot, probably more than that. And then I like to use a round ice cube. It's kind of fun, it kind of looks neat. You can buy these on Amazon too. It's a really simple little thing you can put in the freezer and it makes these neat little cubes. These are great if you're doing just bourbon like on the rocks. You don't want it to melt so fast. It's really simple. It barely fits in this glass. And then remember, it's like fun to make cocktails. So always try to use what you have to make something pretty. So you could just drop the cherry into the cocktail. It adds sweetness, or you can do something a little bit, I don't know, a little bit more decorative, like this. So it's good to have some decorative little cute. What are those things called? Cute. Stick.
Toothpick.
Toothpick. Thank you.
Is your cherry picker also an Amazon find?
You can get the filthy cherries on Amazon also. Yes, you can.
Links below.
Now, one just quick thing, you will see you can make a whiskey sour using an egg white also. I was gonna get into that, but I kind of figured let's not, make it a whole thing. But you'll see many recipes that use an egg white, and that's really nice. When you put that in the shaker and you shake it, you'll get a little bit of a white foam on the top of the drink, and it's really pretty. But this isn't so bad, and that's just enough for a Tuesday night too, by the way. So they're really easy to make. You can, if you're having a lot of people over, or a few people over for drinks at your house, you can get all your things mixed in advance in your cocktail shaker. You could probably get 2 or 3 good drinks out of this, or depends how much you want to give your guests, but it can save a lot of time, so you don't have to be in the bar. Like I said, you can pre-squeeze the lemon juice. It's really easy, and they're really, really, really tasty. And if you haven't been a bourbon fan, this is a good way to kind of get started. So,
hey Jason.
Yeah.
It's Cheryl.
Hi, Cheryl.
So, hi. I didn't know you were so multi-talented, but if you're promoting people buying things on Amazon, what are you supposed to say?
Oh my goodness. Well, of course, I'm sure everybody on this call knows that you can go to smile.amazon.com and select the Miami Center for Architecture and Design as your charity of choice. And every time you make an Amazon purchase, every time. In my house, this is like every 9 or 10 hours it's happening. A portion, a little bit of money will go from Amazon to MCAD, to the Miami Center for Architecture and Design. So, and you should set that as your default browser so that it always goes to the smile.amazon.com and it will automatically happen. Amazon tracks it. You can look at how much money you've given. I mean, it's not a lot, but every bit helps. And I can see like, oh, all these couple of years I've given X amount of dollars have gone to MCAD. So yes, do that, please. How's that, Cheryl? Good?
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. Good, good. Okay, so I think that is the end of our drink portion. I'm going to go up to my desk now, and Eloise is going to go to hers, and we have a few things. We're going to do a couple of games. We have a couple of prizes, because I know everybody likes a prize. And since I'm not here to actually give you guys cocktails and food, we have a couple little things that we'll send out to people that win. So, Colleen, how many people are on the call right now?
30 people.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna look forward to seeing everybody. So,
Are you going to switch to another computer
yeah, Yeah, mine is on though.
Oh, good.
On.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Because your phone's bandwidth is really, really low.
Yeah. So, and then Eloisa will go to her computer. So I'll take this.
Okay.
Yeah. Just give us 2 seconds. Hopefully this transition will work fine. This is where we would do a commercial break, I guess. Okay.
That's an awesome mask.
Why, thank you. Okay, let me see if I get this now. Okay, let me turn this on. And then turn this off. Can you hear me? No? Okay, hold on.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, we can.
You.
Okay, great.
We're all good.
Oh, you walked all the way to ASPCA.
Yeah, well, oh my goodness, it's one of our projects.
I love it.
So is the cocktail up there or just ice water?
No, I left the cocktail downstairs.
Jason.
I know. You know I don't drink during the week, so you know. I like to save it all up for the weekend. So let's see, and then we'll see if Eloisa can get back on. See if I can see. Okay, great. So Colleen, is it possible to turn, like, can everybody's video be on? Like, do we get to see everybody?
Yes, that's up to everybody. Just ask them to turn their video.
I think it would be nice to see everybody. And guys, if you have any questions about anything that I'm saying or doing or not doing and not saying, please put it in the chat. The chat's open for, put it into everyone, but also feel free to chat with other people if you want. I know I always enjoy doing side chats when I'm in some of these Zoom calls. So, and I would, I thought maybe if we saw everybody, we could kind of get an idea of kind of like who's on the call a little bit. You all know how to use the reaction button on the middle lower right side. There's a thumbs up, and then there's a clappy hand, and I see now there's a few more things, which is kind of good. Finally, there's a heart and a. But I thought it would be good for me to kind of know where, there you go, I see some things. So let's see if can I get everybody? Let me see how long I can, oh yeah, I can do this pretty good, okay.
That's exciting.
Yeah, that's good. So how many people are, and you can just like give your, you give your thumbs up basically, right? So if you're not an architect or an interior designer, can you give me a thumbs up? I don't see everybody's got their cameras on, so there's some people. Oh, there's some. Okay. Great. Nice to see you guys. I see Cheryl, of course, Doreen, and Andrea, Sean. Excellent. Well, I'm really happy that we kind of have a broad spectrum
go
of.
from home and then go to MM.
Who's chit-chatting?
Mute us.
Okay, please stay muted for
No.
have your video on.
Well, so I thought we could do one of the games I wanted to do, and I promise just to keep this really brief, guys, because I know a virtual happy hour is really not a lot like a regular happy hour, except again, maybe for Janie, who's on vacation. Oh, and I see Alessandra. Oh, good, people are drinking. Okay, good. I guess it's just me. So I wanted to do a little scavenger hunt. Since you're all in your own little worlds, we are giving away, I think people are still going to Starbucks, so we're giving away Starbucks gift cards. And I know some of you are at home, some of you are in your offices, so I'm trying to come up with, I have a few things that I think you can find in both places maybe. So what we're gonna do, and I might need some help from Colleen, but I'm gonna list 3 things, and then you can get them if you have them, and the first one to come and hold them up here is gonna get my first card.
Oh my gosh.
I know, it's a lot of pressure. It's,
Oh my gosh.
you know, it's
Anxiety galore.
Oh my God, what could they be?
Yeah, and the prize is so big that, yeah, okay, so, so if you can bring back any color of Post-it notes, any fruit whatsoever, any fruit product, and a Sharpie, that's what I need to see.
Oh my gosh.
Run! Only first prize wins.
Carla.
Oh my God, Carla!
Carla. Oh no, who was it?
I saw Carla first.
Yeah, me too.
I saw Carla. She can't put her headphones back on.
I think
Carla,
we should take points off for that.
Doreen, I'm sorry. Carla came in about 4 seconds ago, 5 seconds ago. Carla, what did you have? What was the fruit of choice there? I didn't see that.
Is an avocado a fruit? I
Yes,
think
it
so, right?
is. It is.
Yeah.
It is.
This is the advantage of having a really small apartment and being so close to your kitchen while you're working from home.
Yes. Yeah, sorry, Doreen, it's no second place, but great for effort.
Only winners.
Eloisa, you should have run around. We got some fruit. There's some blueberries in the fridge downstairs. Oh my God, that was so funny.
That was awesome. And thanks, Jason.
Hopefully nobody stepped on their pets or anything on the way.
I almost did.
Yes, exactly. All
Carla,
right.
where's your
Carla, I
husband?
will get your address and I'll
the
mail
back.
this off to you, Carla. Okay, so I have another. Now, so this one now is going to involve a little bit of seeing if how much attention everybody was paying to the video that was going by. My staff is not allowed to answer any of these questions, by the way. Sorry. So I know Eloisa was filming when I was downstairs and you saw some project images around the office, I think. And Eloisa, I think you filmed. And then maybe while we were in the conference room, did we film any project images on the walls? I can't remember. Yeah? Okay. Does anybody remember seeing a picture of a famous actor on the wall? Okay, looks like I'm going to keep that gift card for myself. No? Okay, that's all right. I have other trivia questions to ask. Can anybody tell me the 3, and raise your hand if you know the answer, the 3 things that it takes to make a bourbon a bourbon?
Barrel?
There's kind of 3 distinctive things.
Oh, we have Alex raising his hand.
He's a staff person, he can't. Plus he drinks a lot, so that doesn't count. I'm just kidding. Come on, somebody must know.
Let me Google it. Give me a minute.
I remember one of them.
Oh, wait.
Oak barrels, right? Isn't oak barrels one of
A
them?
number one, you have to use a barrel one time.
We live in America.
Yeah.
right? There's one.
Yeah, that was right. Yes, Laura, you're right. But 1 out of 3 doesn't cut it, guys.
Yeah, I got 1 out of 3 too.
I think Carlos said 1 as well. So combine them.
You gotta use, and it has to
Corn.
be a oak barrel.
Something about
And
That
a
was the same
one-time.
one. That was the same one.
Oh,
said
that's
corn.
a two-part. That's a two-part.
Krista said corn.
Oh, wait, Krista.
Well, I can certainly split the card in 3, I guess, and
It's okay.
Yeah, I'll give it up since I won the first one.
all right.
I will donate it to the cause.
Has to be oak.
Hey, it's all good, guys. I like, I like to give away prizes. This is the whole
What
point.
was it, Jason? It was the barrel?
The 3 things?
Yeah.
Yeah, the single-use charred oak barrel, made in the United States, 51% or more corn.
51%.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the first things on the Google.
And just, I mean, it's funny, I never ever drank bourbon before until I took a trip to visit 2 friends that lived in Louisville, Kentucky. And everywhere you go there, all the restaurants, even like the farm to table restaurants, they're all doing flights of bourbon. And it just kind of like took off from there, and I've kind of tried all kinds. And, if you're looking for a new liquor to add to your list, it's a good one to add because it's pretty popular now. And then we went to visit Buffalo Trace in Kentucky, where it's one of the oldest distilleries in the country. They were the only distillery in the country that was allowed to still produce alcohol during Prohibition because they said the bourbon was used for medicinal purposes. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, it has a pretty interesting history. The price of bourbon has kind of skyrocketed because it has to sit in the barrels for, I don't know, I want to say like 10 to 20 years. So 20 years ago, the bourbon we're drinking now was started being made 20 years ago. And back then, nobody was drinking bourbon. Everybody was drinking other whiskeys and things. So no one knew there was going to be such a supply and demand right now. So the price of bourbon has been kind of like going up because it's just, we won't have, now they're making a lot of it, but we won't be able to drink that bourbon for another 10 to 12 years. So yeah, I probably know way too much about it. So okay, I don't know, is there any, I'd love to does anybody have any questions? Does anybody want to have any questions for my team? I mean, I have to say I'm really happy that we're doing this crawl because I told Amanda that I think we've hired at least 1 or 2 people came to us because of the crawl. Like they had a friend that said, oh, Alex, yeah, he's still here. He had a friend of his came to our crawl and it's like, oh, I have a friend that I think would like working here. And that's exactly what happened. So I think these are great opportunities. I think you guys should attend as many as you can, and hopefully Amanda and her Young Architects Forum will get back to doing the live.
Or have friends attend.
Yeah, or have friends, of course. I mean, this is a great way to kind of get a little inside look at the people and the place. I mean, of course, I tried to give you a little bit of both because it's both obviously the place you're working and the people that you work with, but both are really important to myself, and I'm super lucky to have such a good team of people that Janie, who's on vacation, is called in, which is really funny. So it's really nice. So I'm really appreciative, and always I'll give a plug for the AIA, of course. Everybody needs to get involved and stay involved and utilize the resources that are what the AIA has for you. There's so much going on. Cheryl and Colleen have been knocking it out of the park with programming. There's just so many things going on. If I tried to even still to do them all, even though it's all virtually, it's really impossible to do. So use Colleen and Cheryl as a resource. We have, I think, over, I don't know the exact number, Colleen, but I think we're over 1,000 members now, which is really, really exciting. We've been working many years to get the numbers up, and it shows a real big interest in the architecture and the design that's going on in our community, which I think is really important. And I'm really happy to be a member of the AIA and a fellow board member and a fellow president of the board, and now I'm the vice president on the Miami Center for Architecture and Design Board. It's really a great honor to be able to put my energy in that direction when I don't have to put it into working in the office, which of course is not a lot. But I don't know, anything else anybody from my team want to say? They're all like, no.
You want to tell us about the is that the SPCA building?
Yeah, well, so behind me is a project we did for the ASPCA.
ASPCA.
This is a not-for-profit out of New York. So they're against cruelty to animals, of course. This is a really cool project. It's in Liberty City. All the services are free to the neighbors. It's a partnership with the ASPCA in Miami-Dade County to serve a very underserved community. A very fascinating history. Liberty City was basically a place where back in the 40s and 50s, all of the African Americans that lived close to downtown were moved to this part of town and put into public housing, which I think at the time they billed it as, being a beautiful place to live, but it's really not. It's a food desert, and it's really unfortunate. But this is a catalyst happening here on Northwest 62nd Street. It's where they'll spay and neuter up to 80 to 90 cats and dogs every single day. This is a service that the community, this community typically doesn't pay for. So culturally and financially, it's just not something that the community does to their animals. So it's a lot of outreach, a lot of teaching the community why you should spay and neuter, and then making it affordable. So, and we're really proud to say that this project recently received an award from Contract Magazine, an inspiration award that they give to not-for-profit design projects. And we were lucky that we received an honorable mention, and they give a grant of $1,000 to the ASPCA. So really exciting. There's a lot of really cool design stuff going on here, and there's art in public places, and it's only a 7,000 square foot building, but there's a lot going on. Anytime anybody wants to go see it, I'm more than happy to take a drive over there to show it to you. There's some custom breeze block that we designed, and with some artists, and some really cool stuff, a front porch that we created to kind of welcome the community. So really exciting project. Thank you, Colleen, for pointing that out.
Is the breeze block that you're talking about, is that the stuff kind of on the side of your picture that was custom?
On the right-hand side.
Yeah, I was reading about it.
Yeah, we worked with two artists called Amalgamated. It kind of has a funny spelling, so I won't spell it because I don't know it. It's a husband and wife, I think, right? The husband and wife, yeah. And so we wanted to create this breeze block effect, and we had to have University of Miami do the testing so that we could get the NOA for it. It was a whole, those of you that are architects know the impact the hurricane code requires. Anything that's on the exterior, even if each block weighs 200 pounds, that you prove that it can withstand a Category 5 hurricane. So, and it's a really beautiful block. I know it's hard to see in this picture, but there's little glass pieces in it, and it's kind of the mural that you see on the other side of me was the public artist did. Kind of mimics what you see in the breeze block in a larger scale. So it's really a cool project.
And your website tells about it, right?
Yeah, we just posted it in the news section.
Yeah.
So if you want to see more about what we do, just head to the website tsaodesign.com. That's TSAO design.com. Or call us.
That was the artists. That was part of the county's Art in Public Places.
Absolutely.
program.
Yeah.
And as a member of the trust, the Art in Public Places Trust, I'm always really happy to see the projects and to hear. Very often architects are not happy about having to work with artists at the beginning, but then by the time the process is over, usually everyone is really happy about the experience.
Yeah, I kept myself involved through the experience. I went to all the interview meetings with the county, and the group at the county that does this, they're amazing, Cheryl.
Really great, yeah.
And the artwork that the county has, remember every project is 1.5% of the construction budget. So projects like, I mean, this is a dinky little project, but projects like the airport, the terminals at the port, those are all public county-owned projects. So there is artwork that's worth millions and millions of dollars. We chose to, instead of just doing like a painting inside or a mural, we actually knew we were going to do breeze blocks. So we said, let's have artists create the breeze blocks so that we get a double whammy. Like the artwork, we're going to put breeze block anyway. Let's have it artist designed, and it is beautiful. It, like close up, it's gorgeous. So no, the program's amazing. If anybody has the opportunity to participate in their offices with the project, it's so great. And the artists are incredible. They're all incredible. It's really hard making a decision actually, but these guys
We have
are
one
great.
of the largest, Miami-Dade County has one of the largest collections of public art in the country.
Yeah.
And if you're interested in checking that out, go to miamidadearts.org and you'll see there's a section for art in public places, and it's all mapped out, and you can see all the different projects. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I hope they keep that really current because it's always evolving, right? There's so many projects the county does. Yeah, so Janie from my office has been posting the links to all of the things that I'm talking about, except for the stuff to make the drinks. But she posted the Liberty City article and the miamidadearts.org website. So feel free to click on those or save those. And check it out because it's pretty, yeah, it's amazing. I'm really proud to have this project in our portfolio for sure. Okay, well, I don't want to keep anybody. I know it's a Tuesday night and maybe some of you have to get back to work or to your kids or to dinner. I actually have another 7 o'clock commission meeting I have to get home for, so I'm going to do that. But again, I want to thank you all for popping in. It's so nice to see everybody's faces and people that I haven't seen in a while, and I really appreciate you all coming out and supporting the AIA and the AIA YAF. We can't do this without all of you, so we look forward to doing many more, and I really appreciate all the attention and the time. Thank you so much for everybody. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Jason, and thank you, Tsao Design Group, and we look forward to a in-person office crawl at some point.
Absolutely.
Thanks, everybody. Join us
you.
in a couple of weeks for the next one, and we'll see you all soon. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.